Hello, bright, beautiful, beloved soul friends. Welcome to another Conversations with Kristin, that beautiful time of your day where you explore the unconscious mind from the inside out. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here, and thank you for being you. Today, we are going to explore the neurobiological core causalities of substance abuse and addiction. Once we dive into the deeper truths about what's happening within our neurobiological applications to generate these automated styles of experience, massive amounts of doors open up to produce radical healing and restorative empowerment where there simply was not that opportunity before. So thank you again for being here, and thank you for being you. At the baseline of most mental health battles lie implicit memories filed away on top of unfulfilled attachment needs. And this produces two specific styles of automated experiences within the unconscious mind. The first is that memory associations have a hard time communicating with one another. So memory systems are all about associations. It's not these neat categorical storage units. It's these very abstract energetic particles of information, and they make different types of association through various styles of coupling. And so the objective is harmonious coupling, where there's this piece of data and there's this piece of data, and they're like, hello, I have this piece of information. Hello, I have this piece of information. Let me share what I know. Let me share what I know. Let's hang out together. Let's just have a good time. And then they produce very gentle messages. But when there's too many associations, there's overcoupling and there's misconnection. And then it's like two people just screaming at each other. And then there's undercoupling, where there's too few associations, and then there's disconnection. And then this piece of data has no idea that this piece of data even exists. And so memory systems are all about helping us navigate through life. Neurobiologically speaking, our memory systems could not care less about the past. That's not the purpose of memories. Neurobiologically, memories exist. They exist within us at all to help us navigate our current moment and project the potentials of moments to come. And this is really important to understand if we're going to understand anything about internal battles, such as substance abuse or addiction. And so the other thing we got to know is that most of our memories are unconscious. So there's like a few memories that we can get to consciously, like if you're at the store and you're moving through the store and you're like, okay, I need my milk and my honey and my eggs, that you're accessing an explicit declarative memory, a conscious memory. And then you move through the store and then you run into your neighbor or your friend. You're like, oh, hey, I haven't seen you since the barbecue last year. Man, wasn't that such a cool time? And you swap some specifics of this thing that happened. That would be you accessing an explicit autobiographical or episodic memory. But the majority of memory systems are housed unconsciously. Most memories are implicit memories. Emotional memories, housing just abstract energetic sensations of raw emotions that have no context, no nothing. It's just this raw emotion. And implicit procedural memories, which are action patterns of approach and avoidance and different survival responses. It's a type of muscle memory, basically. And so implicit emotional and procedural memories are what create the majority of our memory systems. And implicit memories cannot be consciously accessed. You can't look into your memories and be like, okay, I'm going to reach in, I'm going to get that one implicit memory from that one time. It doesn't work that way. You can't get there if you try to. The other thing about implicit memories is that you have no idea when they are being activated. So there could be a memory and it's contributing to your experience and you have absolutely no idea about it. What you think you're going through your life and you're feeling these things and you're thinking these things and you think they're current experiences because it doesn't feel like a memory, but actually it's projections from an implicit memory because it's being activated beyond awareness and it's projecting information to help you navigate through your life, but you don't know about that. All you get is the navigation through life thinking that you're in your current moment, thinking about the now and thinking about the future. But all of that, all of those particles of experience are actually coming from implicit projections of these unconscious memory systems. Okay, so memories are all about association, the way that different energetic pieces make different kinds of connections and coupling with one another. Memories are all about navigating through life. Memories they don't care about the past. That's not their purpose for existing. That's not the way that they're stored. They're not stored to be like, okay, yes, then there was this thing and it was completed, and then there was this thing and it was completed. No, it's all these abstract energetic associations that are filed away in a manner that's attempting to help you navigate your current moment and the potentials of the moments to come. That's why memories neurobiologically exist. The other thing we got to understand about memory systems, neuroscience discovered that 80% of decision making stems from implicit procedural memories. That means that at most, at best, if your prefrontal cortex is lit up like a wildfire, at most, 20% of your decision making moment by moment is going to be conscious. And if there's chronic activation of a trauma response, there's chronic anxiety or traumatic stress or something like that, then maybe 0 to 5% of choices are conscious. And then everything is being dictated by implicit memory data, implicit procedural memories. 80% of decision making, moment by moment, for people all across the globe stem from implicit procedural memories. And when there's chronic activation of a trauma response of any type, then there's even less than 20% of conscious choice within moments. Okay? So, what does this have to do with substance abuse and addiction? When there is a person and there is a substance, the person approaches the substance and there's a decision making process regarding using the substance. That process is occurring unconsciously. That process is occurring unconsciously. That process is occurring unconsciously from the automated projections of implicit procedural memories. Why? Why are the implicit procedural memories holding an action pattern regarding approaching substances? So we figured out the neurobiological core causality. 80% of decision making stems from these implicit procedural memories. So when people go to choose a drink, they're usually not actually choosing it. It's usually an automated action pattern occurring beyond their awareness. 0 to 20% of choices occur consciously, depending on how much prefrontal cortex access is available in the moment. So people aren't consciously choosing to use these substances. But that's okay, because we're going to find out where power lies in this situation, okay? Stick with me. So why? There's these implicit procedural memories holding an action pattern protocol regarding approaching substances, and that's affecting 80% at least of decision making beyond awareness. If the prefrontal cortex isn't engaged because of a stress response or something going on, then all of the decisions are coming from these implicit action patterns, okay? But why? What caused the implicit procedural memory to hold an action pattern of approaching a substance? It all comes down to attachment needs. There are unfulfilled attachment needs, and the memory data took what it knew from experience and formulated protocols about how to fulfill these unmet attachment needs and or survive their lack of fulfillment. And it resulted in, I approach a substance and that relieves these attachment needs. Either it helps fulfill them temporarily or it helps me cope with them not being fulfilled. And so memory data formulated these action protocols to help navigate through life, striving to seek satiation of attachment needs and or survive their lack of fulfillment. That is the neurobiological core causality of substance abuse and addiction, unfulfilled attachment needs causing memory data to create action pattern protocols to survive. And every time an action pattern protocol is activated and acted upon, which again, mostly occurs unconsciously, there's very little choice in the matter in the immediacy of the moment. There is some choice. We are all responsible for our own actions. But I want this to help spread compassion and awareness across the globe so we can all heal together. We don't ever need to judge someone for struggling with a substance abuse or addiction problem. We don't ever need to judge anybody for anything. There's always a neurobiological reason for life experience. And once we can understand that, not only can these battles be validated with gentle compassion, but we can create more effective healing modalities, because there's no such thing as an incurable mental health battle. Nobody ever needs to be an alcoholic for life. That doesn't have to be a thing. It's just we're on the verge of understanding the neurobiological truth about where these battles come from. And once we can heal the underlying core causality, then everything can start to shift. Okay? So, when a person is struggling with substance abuse or addiction, there's the person and there's the substance. And some form of internal or external stimulus comes in, and the unconscious mind is reminded of these unfulfilled attachment needs, and that activates these action protocols as the memory data strives to navigate life and say, how can I survive this unconscious sensation? How can I help survive this unconscious sensation? How can I help fulfill this unmet need? And these action pattern protocols become engaged, and then 80% of decision making is dictated by these implicit procedural memories projecting data that cause a person to approach substances. 0 to 20% of those decisions is conscious. It's coming from implicit procedural memories striving to fulfill unmet attachment needs or survive their lack of fulfillment. So we heal substance abuse and cases of addiction by creating new implicit memories that effectively fulfill unmet attachment needs. And when you do this, the core causality completely transforms, resolving the problem from within. The problem is not about the substances. The problem is never about the substances. The substances are not the problem. The battle comes from implicit procedural memories striving to survive unfulfilled attachment needs. And when we can create new implicit memories that fulfill attachment needs, then everything heals from the inside out. There's no longer a need for substances because what was automatically causing those choices has been transmuted. Every mental health battle has a neurobiological explanation. And once we can understand that, we can validate these experiences and create more effective healing routes for them. You always have power within your life experience. Where you are is not who you are. And where you are can always shift through the power of who you truly are. Because you are consciousness. You are not the neurobiological wiring. And when you connect with the consciousness you have power to rewire every piece of data inside of you to reclaim your power, liberate your parts of consciousness, and transform the entirety of your personal life experience from the inside out. You already have that power within you. You already possess that opportunity in this exact moment. It is already here for you. It is simply a choice of saying yes to the worthiness that you are. Thank you so much for joining me for this Conversations with Kristin. It's been a blessed honor to connect with you. I appreciate sharing this healing insight with you in this miraculous way of YouTube magic. If you'd ever like to connect one-on-one through a consciousness consulting call, I would be absolutely honored to serve as a healing journey guide so that you have all the power you need, knowing how to access the power that lies within you so that you can rewire your neurobiology, liberate your parts of consciousness, and transform the entirety of your life experience from the inside out. You can schedule a one-on-one session with me or find out more about who I am and what I do at KristinWindsor.com. I've also created a series of free gifts for you beloved soul friends to empower you along your everyday healing journey through life. You can visit KristinWindsor.com/gifts. There's a whole bunch of mega magics. It's all original stuff that I have discovered through my own personal healing journey. Clues of recognizing different kinds of attachment needs so that you have more awareness about what your healing journey focus should be at the moment. Simple tricks for rewiring your brain, tools for healing your attachment systems, a super mega magical trick for recognizing unconscious activation of implicit memories, a brand new discovery that I discovered in my case studies these past couple of years. There's a whole bunch of magic. So please feel free to visit kristinwindsor.com/gifts. Lots of super mega magic to uplift you into the fullness of all that you can be. Those links are both here in the video description below. And I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for being here. Namaste, beloveds. The expansive light within me sees and honors the expansive light within you. Have a beautiful, blessed, and glory-filled day, beloved soul friends. And if you liked hanging out, if you learned something new, or if you just want to spread a little overall positivity in the world, I invite you to hit the like and subscribe button. I really do appreciate your support on my channel as I share my healing journey messages.